Hi everyone. Coming up are a few short clips from my online spiritual workshops that I call Circle with Craig. So if you're interested in joining them, you can see a little bit now about what we do. Sometimes there's the odd psychic reading, sometimes some predictions, there's meditations involved with this. And of course, the whole thing is geared up to help you to directly connect with spirit yourself. So if you're interested in this or you find it interesting, have a look in the description of the YouTube video, and you'll see a link to the workshops so you can book online. Yeah, so you started, and that gave you a bit of a shock, I suppose, when you first start to
Yeah.
pick things up, didn't it? Yeah. I know what you mean. It's people. I remember when I first started developing my own clairvoyance. When the early days, when you start getting it right, you think, "Hey, how did I know that?" And it gets more and more. You'll find it will get more and more accurate as time goes on. You start saying, "Oh, do you know a name?" I remember I said to somebody. When I first started, somebody, I just said to someone, "Was your mother's name Sybil?" I remember saying, "Do you go, yes?" I go, "Whoa, how did I know that?" You don't believe it at first when it starts to happen. And I think that's what makes it such an interesting and exciting journey, isn't it? Really? These would be the people that have come, who are your spirit guides, and yet your dad, right, on the spirit. Your dad was he was a very funny man. I get the feeling with him. Very, very good sense of humor, wasn't he? I feel a man that had, uh, did he pass with his chest too? Yeah. Did I have breathing conditions? I couldn't get my breath.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I said around me. Yeah.
Yeah. He is funny, but kind of dry humor, like
A
because he's
man's humor. Yeah. I like that.
pretty stern personality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very hardworking man too through his life,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
Very,
Yes.
a determined man. And I sense with him also he fought hard at the end, because I'm asking, he didn't want to go. He didn't
Yes.
really believe in anything else to come, you know. And I feel he gives me the feeling of, I've got no beliefs, and yet I wake up here. And he shows me something about, why am I got so many flowers? I know they put flowers in coffins or something, but did I have to have particularly an extraordinary number of flowers? Did they actually fill the coffin with flowers?
Many flowers.
Yeah, many massives of them.
Not a lot of
Yeah,
flowers. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I do at funerals, but this seemed a great deal, and it kind of is an example of how much he was loved. And you see, now he would work with you from the spirit side, I feel, because he was a very clever man, right? Very intelligent mind with him. I feel well read, knowledgeable. You could kind of, in your mind, you could think, "Dad, what's the answer to that?" And he would give it to you in a very logical sort of way. So if you
Yeah.
want to work spiritually, he works with you. And in fact, your spiritual opening has come often through shock, because it's like you've had shock and then you get the feeling of spirit connection. And he tells me it's not the first time. We've had 4 or 5 shocks in our life that have been major turning points for you in life. Often early deaths, he says to me. The people have died young, your family, he's telling me. But he would be, you can turn to your dad in the spirit, right?
Oh,
He didn't believe in any of it.
it's interesting. In life, when he was living, he never believed in any religion or
No, that's
spirit.
what I said.
So, yeah. Does he now? Does he
Yeah,
now?
well, obviously, otherwise he wouldn't come through, would he? It needs to work at your pace and your way, and don't force yourself with things. Just go naturally with it. You are protected, as it were, when you do this, because I always feel people worry about connecting sometimes, the spirit world, for example. And if we're doing it with a spirit of good energy and love and honesty and sincerity in our hearts, we are projecting light, and negative things can't get through projected light, right? It can't, because darkness cannot penetrate light. Light can penetrate darkness, but darkness does not penetrate light. So if our heart is sincere, the work we're doing is sincere, we call upon the the divine in ourselves each time, you know, we're always safe, you know, and you will be able to tread the paths of the spiritual paths quite safely, and not to, you don't let seeds of fear and doubts come in, because you know you don't want that. That's just going to distract you and waste your energy with those things. So yeah, so hopefully you'll feel good. And that's why at the end we just shut down again afterwards, so we're back to normal awareness. We don't want to stay in it all the time, and we mustn't get obsessive with any of these things. Just gently, and we're always much safer with the way we go with that. Okay, let's do the first of the techniques that I want to show you today, which I have shown. Some of you might have done this one with me already, which is basically we're going to first of all open the auric field, open our chakras, open the aura, and go into a lovely state of consciousness. Okay, it's always good to keep your back comfortably straight, not like Sergeant Major straight, just comfortably straight. And I often suggest a way to do that is to imagine there's a sort of a point right in the middle of the top of your head, and there's another little point at the base of your spine, and you kind of line those two up. It's a bit like the top and the bottom of a reed, they say, a gentle reed that's blowing in the wind, and you just let it move like it's moving gently in the wind. It's subtle, it's soft, and then a point comes where it's like perfectly balanced, where it's just like straight, comfortably straight with the base of the spine to the top of the head. And then you can just relax into that point and let the body hang off it, as it were. So you let all the system, and there is a point there, which is also, this is also a thing that is a powerful thing when you learn it, but you find that point of equilibrium. And then just relax. And it's a good idea to just take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, think, relax. Do this a couple of times. So as we let the breath relax, so with it the whole body relax. And as you listen to my voice, you can feel all the pressures of the day now falling away. You don't need them, just let them go. You can feel a very deep relaxation. You may once relax really deeply and just let go of all the stresses, all the troubles. Just deeply relax more and more, and be aware of how good this feels. Yeah, I saw a hand go up there. I missed it though. Trevor, was it? Or Scott? Scott. Let's have Scott. Hi, Scott.
Well, all I would say is I'm listening to you very carefully here, and wow, it just really, now I don't feel so alone. I feel like, oh, this is real, what's happening in my experiences, and it really just confirms, it confirms that. And it's very clear, and I appreciate your discussion.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Okay, so you've had some connections yourself with the way I've been describing things here then already?
Yes, and not that I don't have a clientele, let's say that, I don't have customers that I talk to, but people that come across my journey in life just appear, and I go into a discussion, and all of a sudden things just happen. It's almost like you describe a channeling, and I hear things, I sense things very deeply, and all of a sudden I'm speaking, but all of a sudden it's like it's not me, it's something coming through, and it's a very awing experience, really. And this has been going on since even my childhood, not really understanding any part of it, but now, and as I read and research a little bit, I get a little bit more, but listening to you, it's very clear now.
Good. Okay, so there's a kind of also understanding that it's allowing that rational mind to go aside.
Yes.
This is really quite important, because we've been taught all the time in life we've got to be rational. You know, we're taught at school, we've got to be logical, we've got to think about things, we've got to remember things, we've got to be structured in our thinking. Those are all good things. But this intuitive thinking is using the other side of the brain. This is the side that knows but doesn't understand.